exactly 30 minutes past the top of the hour. And of course, hope you guys are doing amazing. Welcome to another beautiful session, another beautiful Wednesday. And of course, this is the Tubonge show. We get to do it every Wednesday with the lovely panel and the man. And the man. Yeah. Yeah, apparently he's the man.
He's the man.
The only man in the house, you know, currently.
Give the more his respect.
I mean, I am. Ain't I? Kamlesh rarely does that when he's seated there. So I'm trying to do the opposite. I'm doing better. But anyway, karibuni sana family, this is the Tubonge show. Hope you guys are doing amazing. Hope you guys are doing amazing. My name is Job, and of course I'm the captain of today. But of course we're joined by the amazing, beautiful souls right here. And Mr. Blackwoodfire and Kamlesh on this other end. But I'll let them introduce themselves as we get to move on. Karibuni.
Thank you, Joby.
How you guys doing?
We are okay.
You look bored, two of you.
Really? God, that's so young.
Oh yeah? Yeah, you two look bored.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
This week you've been kinda off. What's up? You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You sure?
Ish.
Ish?
Yeah.
Okay, I hope you get better.
Thank you.
Yeah, but anyway, karibu sana. Shmani, how you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Yeah. Unasikia tu vizuri.
Unasikia fiti?
Yeah, I'm feeling good.
Okay. I love the energy. You know, just getting started.
Yeah.
You know, you said you're not the poor category.
Today is Wednesday, man. It's Ladies' Day.
Period. Celebrating us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
what on?
celebrating you too.
Oh,
No,
okay.
not like that.
I'm okay.
Not like that.
This is
Celebrating us.
Yeah.
Today is the Ladies' Day, and I'm celebrating the more.
Oh,
Shout out.
beautiful.
Nice to see you.
Yeah.
You what
That's
time?
amazing.
How is Wednesday so far?
It's great. It's always a great time to be alive.
Okay.
Be grateful,
Mhm.
regardless how you're feeling. Yeah, but
Ready
I'm
for the
grateful
show?
for life. Yeah, I am grateful. I am ready for the show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Dimore. Karibu.
That's what's up.
Yeah. How
That's
are you?
what's up.
Okay. Dimore. Karibu sana. Go fiti.
And go fine.
How is your day? Umekula lunch?
It's amazing.
Umekula lunch?
Oh, yeah.
Uko ready?
Sijazoea mtu anajali hivyo.
Walai. Oh my god. Get used to it. I think it's men. Ama?
What do
Men
you
are
mean
not used to.
umekula lunch? Are you okay?
Dimore,
Hadi
self for
nimeskama.
Kwani, so your girlfriend, she asked me this question. That is her job.
She
Yeah.
has other jobs.
I know, but she's
But
supposed to
yeah.
ask you, you know, are you okay? Umeshinda
How you
aje?
I'll
feeling?
send her the
Did you eat?
memo.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be a reminder.
All the more needs to know right now is tell me what the flower of life is. That's what he needs to know.
But anyway, we got kids and
Jobu
of course,
kwaje?
Minko Fiti,
Yeah.
thank you for asking.
How are you?
I'm good.
Are you
I'm
enjoying
feeling
the Ladies'
good.
Day?
Yeah, I'm really feeling okay. I'm excited about the end of the week, and the week is also dope. Yeah, I'm also waiting for tonight's show. Monday's show was crazy.
Okay.
I learned a lot of crazy things.
Okay.
I learned a song called Pop Da Coochie.
Hey,
By
Yeah.
who? By who?
Shout out to the cheese.
Sexy Red.
No.
what did the coochie do to you?
Oh my god, no. Like, it's the way the song was, you know, being sung and the discussion we were having about P. Diddy, you know, the current situation.
Don't say me didn't that.
No, it didn't. It didn't. But anyway, we got Kamlesh in the building.
Yeah, I'm right here.
How are you?
Straight out of Mayakos.
Okay.
I'm great. I've missed everyone in that building except the morning. Yeah, I can't wait to come see you all tomorrow.
You are coming back today or cash up?
Nitarudi Nairobi tu leo.
Uh-huh.
So I will be in the building tomorrow.
All right. Safe travels, and of course everything, you know. Pole sana kwa, you know, msiba. But of course we also have Keith in the house.
Oh yeah, said hey, don't bring that Jamaican nonsense to me.
You just respond. It's not nice. That is greetings, you know. Wagwan.
Hey,
Kids say
yeah,
what?
whatever.
Is it so hard? Is it so hard? When you go to Jamaica, you're gonna tell them don't do that Jamaican nonsense.
Bombo clat kids say wagwan.
I did. I did tell him that when I was in Jamaica. I told him, hey,
What
I
one?
was, you said I never learned what bomba was when I was in Jamaica. I never learned what that shit even was. Bomba clap. What is that? What does that mean?
Anyway,
I didn't even know what it means. And I told him like I told Top, you do your damn research. who you call a bomba clock?
crazy. But we also have Jibba in the house. Says the more we call Wednesday hump day in the States. Okay.
Yeah, it is actually.
It's hump day. You get over the week, it's the hump day.
Hump day.
Like who's getting humped?
I did. Really?
Oh.
No, you're not getting humped. Jamore, it's like we're jumping over your hump and your mama's back.
Oh.
Hump day.
Shmani is so evil-minded.
No, I don't
They're
need
really
to
giving me ideas.
But he also says where's Kamlesh? Kamlesh is on the, I don't know if you can hear him, but I bet he should be able to, he should be audible. Can you confirm?
Yeah, I'm right here. He was audible. He even turned on his camera for a second.
Yeah,
He was
no, I'm
audible.
saying on the Mevo. That is for those who are watching us on the Mevo. It should
Oh.
be on YouTube.
Yeah, they can hear him, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's on the stream yet. But anyway, karibuni sana. On today's discussion, before we start to the discussion, because we shall be getting into it. But I have some questions I want to ask you. What are some of the weirdest smells that amaze you? And personally, I'm gonna start. Yeah.
In a good way?
Yeah, in a good way.
Or like nice ones?
Yeah, like some of the
Weird.
weird smells, but they amaze you.
Like this a bit okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but they're not okay. You know?
Okay. Yeah.
But I'll start. For me, kiwi.
Kiwi?
Yeah.
Come on, Kiwi reminds me of high school.
I swear, I like the.
Oh my
I
god.
like the smell, the scent of
I
it.
remember that
And just-
word.
So for me,
Uh-huh.
it has to be. You see. I don't know if you guys smell. You see that smell after it rains.
Yeah, when it rains, yeah.
The soil.
Amazing. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that
soil.
smell.
Yeah.
Sounds nice.
And some female hair.
Oh.
This one has a
Bad,
fetish.
bro.
No,
This
the
one
hair.
has a fetish.
Not the hair. Well cleaned ones. Season
Oh.
and wash.
Okay.
Yeah. But the rain,
The real hair or
the real hair.
okay.
That's weird.
Okay.
What has a fetish?
Yeah, that's a fetish.
No, it's a smell. Come on.
Me soap.
Soap.
More like them hairy.
Soap.
Yeah, soap. Unaona msee akitoka kuoga.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Msee akitoka kuoga like immediately
From
you're
the
from the
shower.
shower.
Yeah. I like
Yes.
that.
I like the
Kama
smell.
any soap.
Yeah,
No.
me
Menengai.
Hapana, Menengai doesn't have
me
scent.
news. I don't know. There's just smell. It doesn't have to be the soapy smell, but the
After
smell of cleanness,
Okay.
like after showering.
Mhm.
Oh,
What
yeah.
The gas smell? The car gas smell.
Oh, petrol.
Petrol.
Guy, it smells for you nice.
But
Gets you
weird.
drunk.
Okay, makes me drunk too. Makes me dizzy.
Yeah.
New clothes for me too.
Mutumba.
Yeah, like any new clothes, mutumba, mpya. I like the scent of new clothes.
Yeah, nice.
Alright.
Yeah, the scent of new clothes, like
So
Before you
where's your
ask
shampoo?
Kamlesh, remind
Unavaa?
him that the
Yeah,
show
me
is
aware.
fluctuating.
For
majority
real?
of the times, yeah.
Walai.
Unless ni like kwa soko ndani,
Yeah.
I'll wash. Yeah, but
Nananga,
Mkia.
unatembeanga hivi Gikomba kama
Mkia,
umeenda.
most of them, you see me when I buy new clothes, I'll come and just from the shop.
I
Like,
can miss it.
yeah, I like the scent. New books,
Yes, new books. Yes.
New ama old?
Me too.
new, even old.
Yeah.
Even old have a scent.
Smell
Yeah.
of books.
But the old one
Really
is not
nice.
really nice.
Yeah.
The old
The
one is
new
kind of
one.
salty.
The new books.
Salty,
Yeah.
the smell.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe salty, but it has a kind of scent of,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's kind of,
Yes, Ben.
Yeah.
you don't like?
Get to wound.
Yeah.
Wood. I like wood in wood fulani. There's some woods when they catch wood.
That is which wood?
No,
Huh?
there's this type
What
of woods.
wood?
Zenye zikimwagiliwa maji, they have a
Mahogany
type
hiyo.
of scent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kamlesh, yours.
Mwambie tuko YouTube kwanza before.
Kamlesh, give us yours.
Mwambie tuko YouTube.
For me, I love the smell of vinegar. More
Yeah.
attract kukuona.
Ew. Ew.
vinegar and
Do you know?
Uh,
Can you smell vinegar?
carboxylic acid.
Come on.
God damn.
God damn.
Hadi mimi nafanyanga
God
hivi.
damn.
Betriasi.
Oh no.
I actually taste it.
Oh no, shmani.
It's kind of, I don't know, simbaya.
But I get it, Kamlesh. I know it has to do with your ex. You go kiss kwa shingo. So I understand where the carb batteries came from.
Anukasi.
Ivori, you step up to me, you need facial hair.
Keith, give us yours. Kamlesh has to give us another one. Can we hear from Keith?
Mine is freshly cut booty juice. What?
I was waiting for somebody to say that.
Eliminate this guy from the panel, kindly.
Sijui ukiacha BN style. Ukiacha kwa bathroom wananusa.
Oh my god.
You know me do that.
You said I should buy bath water.
They smell.
Men.
Yeah, uacha kwa bathroom unapatana unashangaa na uka 10 hours.
Wait,
Kumbe
it's true.
yeah,
Is
men
it
do
true?
that shit.
Dimore confirm.
Ask
Ask
Kamlesh.
people do.
No, Dimore first you are a man.
Dimore, do you?
I don't.
Hi,
I
we're
don't
not
smell.
judging
You don't.
you.
Kamlesh, is it true men smell underwears after ladies leave them on the bathroom? And this was ladies discussing on TikTok.
No,
You
no,
remember?
No, I've heard even men say that they smell
What?
underwears.
Listen, you need to. Only BN does that. Only BN. Do not believe that.
No.
Only BN. Those are white men that do that. I don't know they black. Man, what? Let's. I don't know if you already bathed and taken off or something, but hell no. I'm just gonna smell your underwear. You been walking around in that shit. No. Hell no.
No.
And you want, and now the
For real,
house
I've
smells
had
like
that.
linen.
Tabiana aliimba. Kwani anaweza imba ka PFC.
Right.
Wow,
I find that
I'm
crazy.
You won't know. They won't.
You're walking around in this shit. Hell no.
Yes,
It's
never
just
do that.
sweaty. It's so and cookie. I don't want to smell that. I don't want to smell sweaty. I don't want to smell sweaty coochie cameras. That's your thing. I'm cool. Hey, but you want to say you want to say more than sweat. You want to say more than sweat? Shit, I'm man. I'm not.
Do better, Kamlesh.
No, wait, don't
What
do
are
more
you
than
smelling?
sweat. I know, but I'm saying, I'll tell you this woman's underwear, and she was like, just took a shower, took them off, then give them to him. Okay. Other than that, hell no. I don't want your dirty underwear, smell that shit. Get up out of here. It's like, I'm gonna say, does a woman want to smell sweaty bullshit?
I don't care.
That's the women. That's Molly, Joey, and Erica. Do you guys want to smell a man's underwear after he got done with the gym? Do you guys want to smell a man's underwear after he
No,
got
no.
out of the gym?
Hell no. Gross. Ew.
Gross now.
Kwanza venye mnarudia shit.
Ew.
Ew. No way.
Then why the hell you think I want to smell
Don't
shit?
wear boxer twice, number one.
Why you want to smell you? No, not a man. I'm talking a woman. Why you think that's something white? We gotta be talking about white men do that shit. That's they shit. That's they get down. And they always, if you ever be around white men, it always leads to some homosexual shit. I was in Texas. What was that? I was in Texas. What was that? In Texas with this, around a bunch of white men. It always goes back to the homosexual thing. You're like, man, can you cats ever see the homosexual shit at home? You be feeling all comfortable around there. If anybody, they know what I'm talking about. If anybody black's been, that's why the South Africans know what I'm talking about. If you've been in a company of white men, it always goes to some homosexual shit. They talking about digging in each other's asses and what? Sucking on each other. Yeah. Really, I'm joking. I bet if Joby put that on YouTube, she would pull it. I bet Joby, I bet, I don't know, it's on YouTube. I'm telling Joby to put this up on YouTube.
Hey, Keith,
Yeah.
watch a video of white men playing with each other.
No. A black man describing every time they're in the company of white men. I've heard every time they're in the company of a bunch of white men, it always, I mean, hands down, leads into homosexual shit. Every time. And the funny part about it, I said, let me see if this leads to where I think it's going to lead at. And I just had to listen and do those. I'm getting the ass, and I'm, here we go with this shit. You know, I'm the only black guy, so I'm going to be quiet and listen to this. I'm listening to this shit time. See, when I was young, I heard my cousins, as a kid, I would hear everybody say, that can't be true. I would hear black men say that shit. And then when I grew up and be around
You're breaking, but it's from our end. Go on.
Your end, I must have not mine.
No, it's not your end. It's breaking on my end as well.
Do this, Joby. Do this, Joby. Say, go to YouTube and say, type in this, say, black men wonder every time they're around white men, it turns into something homosexual.
Some
we probably can't say that now because they didn't change everything on YouTube. You can ask this question. And black men ask every time they're around white men, why to turn into something homosexual. This shit's crazy. Yeah, turn into Diddy. You're being. They try to make us the face of it. We're not the face of that shit. Now, you probably won't find them on YouTube. They probably took all the videos down, but 10 years ago, you could ask that question
the biggest
easily.
difference between Nigerians
Without no
and almost
problem.
every other African.
I will hold that as a question. Ask Jim Mosquito. Jim Mosquito's up in England. He's around a bunch of white people. Is Jim in the chat room, Joby? Ask Jim Mosquito that shit.
I'm not sure, but I can't see the video that you're trying to pull up.
There are a bunch of shit none out there, so forget about it. I thought they would clean the internet up, YouTube and this shit, but every time you're around them, it turns into homosexual shit. Like, man, you be all awkward and shit. Like, man, every time with this shit.
I have a theory.
Damn, you done already? That's what's up.
I have a
Appreciate
theory.
you, man. Go ahead.
My theory is this. Have you ever seen white women? White women look like dudes. So
Exactly.
In my opinion,
Exactly.
you can change between the females and the males.
They
Yeah,
like,
hey. So it's all fair game to them.
but that's right, Cam. They love their women that look like 12-year-old boys. TV get female. I love that long back.
I forgot to share that video with Kamlesh, the one I'll show you. Favorite smell is no smell. Hint, hint. Okay.
Jiba, really?
And Jiba also says, mine is the smell of the fresh cut wood. I said that as well. Cherry oak, apple wood, and apple wood. And just says fresh cut grass is another one. Oh, also that. That is something else. Yeah. Jiba jaba. Cut grass. A freshly painted room. Nah. You're crazy.
Somebody likes the smell of gum. Who is that? This glue.
Sheila.
Sheila.
Imagine.
Glue venye nalewesha.
What kind of gum?
The gum ya streets.
Damn. Wanya kwanga na zinusa.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm not in the position to answer that. I'm not in the position to answer that. But he also says, yeah, Jibajab also agrees with Keith about the white people and just says, I don't lock rooms, period. Okay. But anyway, as we get to today's discussion, it's about Matatu people, Matatu users being...
Anyways.
On this discussion, I want us to tackle on, you know, when you talk about poverty, what level of poverty are we looking?
Yeah,
What is poverty?
That's
you know? Who can we describe as poor? What do they have in terms of assets? In terms of we have to check at that. And why do some people? Because we do have people.
If we
maybe
actually
we have people like what on said. You prefer using Matatu and they actually are billionaires. You know, own actually. Hata kona gari probably doesn't just like driving. Yeah.
So nilipata accident waliacha kudrive.
Manze trauma.
Kuna ni walevi.
Thank you. Yeah.
Kuna mwenye apenda tu kutembea.
Sasa unasema okay.
And you one who owned a school and used to walk.
See? So let me play this video
of our own school, our old school.
of this lady. This is Dr. Joy. She goes by the name Dr. Joy Kirui, and she says in light of motor vehicle tax, economist Dr. Joy Kirui states that those who use Matatus are poor people who run out of cash, and by mid-month, prompting Matatu to choose third-party insurance to continue servicing their customers. So I think hapa naongelea not just the Matatu user, but also the Matatu drivers, if I'm not wrong, right? So this is crazy. Personally, I highly disagree. I highly disagree and also agree, because if you try to look at actually the majority of the percentage, not just in Kenya but Africa, majority of us use public means of transport. Because we're talking about when it comes to acquiring cars, hukuni very expensive, and majority of the shit we have it's shitty the way I'm pronouncing it, you know. Second used cars that have been used 10 years ago and they're now arriving in Africa.
That's 98% of Kenyan cars. The only new cars we have in Kenya are for MPs and governors and
which is so
every
sad.
other car is foreign used.
Which is super sad. So if you try to look at this case, we're not actually in this position because we want to. Ukiangalia watu wengi at actually na salary income yama the way with the entrepreneurship ama businesses they own. I believe mtu anaweza shika hata kandaika moja na afike job venye anataka afanye shughuli zake, but we are not actually in that position. So personally, I highly disagree first that not all Matatu users or every Matatu user is a poor person.
So for me, I agree.
You came back on the wrong okay.
I agree with. Is it a ha?
Yeah.
Is it a
I can't get back to the other one. Since I got kicked out of the other one, it's gone. I can't get back on the other one.
Okay.
I agree with her, but
send me
not
the
on her
link.
wording.
Okay, let me send it to you. Okay, go on.
Not on her wording. Her wording was wrong because there are exemptions like the ones he's talking about, but the reality is majority of the people who use Matatus use them because they don't have any other option. That is factual. Okay. You can say 90% of Matatu users. If you are disagreeing with me, maybe you are in the 10%. And then do you even know the Matatus we use in Kenya? For example, the 14-seaters that we use, the Matatus that we use is Nissan Urban. So the Nissan Urban is like the most unsafe vehicle you can never use. It was actually banned in Japan. It comes from Japan, but it can't be used in Japan. So they do a crash test. When a vehicle is manufactured, they do something called a crash test. They take a new vehicle, then they hit it on the wall so that they see how it performs. So the Nissan Urban got a 0 out of 16. So they gave it a 1 because it does at a computer unaweza pata 0. So they gave it a 1. That's why even the slightest accident in a Matatu, you dead. Lightest accident, it hits a post, you dead. The Nissan. So all these are 14-seaters zote ni Nissan Urbans ama Toyota Hiace. Zote ni they scored a 1 in the crash test. So there's no way you tell me you have money and you're gonna put yourself in that risk. Plus, you know how Matatu drivers in Kenya are. You all know that. Unajua warongai vile overtake. So it really comes to you. It even comes back to you as a part. Do you want to keep yourself safe? Because if you want to keep I'm saying this as a person who uses Matatu every day. And I'm not sahi. So if you want to keep yourself safe, avoid Matatu. They are not the best things.
But
like
like
you
even
said,
other cars get accidents.
But
Yeah.
they didn't score a zero. You
Yeah.
have a survival chance to crash kwa BMW. You have a survival chance to crash in any other car. You don't have a survival
Really?
chance in a Matatu.
Not all of
But
them
some
die.
survive, right?
Some survive.
Accident mzuri. A good accident.
No,
But if you try to look at
A good
this true, I
accident.
agree with him.
You dead.
But-
It scored a zero shmani.
But
Nobody
again,
can check
if
that
we're talking
kwa
about
YouTube.
I think you
Safety.
survive, you're gonna come back with
Utatoka,
big
you're gonna
injuries,
survive,
serious
but
injuries.
live as a crippled person.
Yeah.
Even if the accident was minor, aligongana na mse wa nduthi. Mati kingana na
How
mse wa
about, how
nduthi.
about now, Jeb? I'm on the right one now.
Okay, yeah.
So I do agree with
Yeah.
that. I guess that
We
woman
got
was
back in the
just,
past episode. Go ahead.
she just framed it wrongly. So venye alisema ni the poor, but majority of the poor. Me personally, if I got money, I'm not sitting in a Nissan Urban nikijua naweza dead anytime. I would rather be the one driving myself. Of course, I can know when to overtake. I can. So would you rather put your life kwa, you know how Kenyan Matatu drivers are, how corrupt the police are.
Yeah.
So probably the Matatu does not have insurance, does not have inspection, it's unroadworthy. You saw the 8 people died in Gataka the other day,
Yeah.
just right here, kwa
Yeah.
Naboka. So why would I put my life in that situation when I have money?
But let's okay. It makes sense.
Yeah,
It does make sense.
But also, I disagree with her when she said like all of them are poor, which is not true. Some people who use matatus, they're not poor. Some have properties.
But again, like you said, you could actually, Sawa, you don't want to be in that position before
Yeah.
money gets to speak. You could be in that position where you have money, but she mentioned something. Kila gari, kuna venye tu, yes, there's chances of surviving and everything, but at the end of the day, kuna lori fulani venye imejengwa pia, the way it can hit you or hit your car, there's not chances
Hata
of
kama ni
survival.
BMW.
Also our roads.
But I'm the one
That
in
is
control in the BMW. He might be drunk in the nikipata accident. It was 80% on me maybe. I'm the one who was at fault.
But the more I look at the other person who's coming, maybe it's the one that is drunk, and you're innocently driving on the right,
Yeah.
you're following all the rules.
Ndio nimesema 80%.
You know. So at the end of
I
the
said 80%.
I do agree with
Yeah.
you, Dimore, when you say you know, there is better control when you're driving.
Yep.
Personally,
Yep.
and everybody would prefer to actually drive their own car. Number one, because of first safety, right? But it doesn't mean it's 100% safety.
It's not 100%.
Because at the end of the day, even in my BMW, I can still get an accident.
Yep.
Even in
That-
my TX, I can still get an accident, right? Even in that whatever, what do you call it?
But
The
what I'm saying,
Nissan.
money is you more likely you gonna
At
die.
the end of the day,
if you get an
at the end of
accident
the
in a
day,
Nissan
at the end
Rover.
of the day, Dimore. So if I'm talking about 100% or I'm talking about more safety, I can't be actually saying it's about. It can be about the vehicle. I didn't know about that. It can be about that, but there are also chances of you actually facing an accident. The problem with this woman is actually categorizing that everybody. And let us clarify that people have reasons as to why they can never drive. I have a brother-in-law who actually got into an accident. And he doesn't drink. He was always drinking so much. Karibu aliza mguu. And he's never driven. Ever. Never.
Mauba.
No,
His
even
car.
his car. He has
So
like
now
a
like
driver.
anatumianga nini sasa?
He has a driver, he uses a
Makes sense.
matatu sometimes, but utaimpata yeye amekaa kwa driver's seat, like literally driving. There are people actually who don't like driving, the people who don't know how to drive, and they have access. How many kids have access to their cars at home? Acha tuseme tu even from those who are from families with cars. Unapata they don't even access that, they use matatus. Does it mean they're poor? No, it doesn't mean. I think it's the word poor, and I think that only part, because if you listen to the whole conversation, she was actually talking. It makes sense. Unaona tu hiyo part moja, because she was actually saying about the motor taxes, and she was referring to that, you know. And that part, nadhani angesema iti matatu users are poor. Angesema most of the matatu people are middle class, and most middle class people don't have cars, or something like that.
Not really middle class.
Whatever.
Why do you gotta be poor to take a Matatu? Is it?
You know,
Public transportation is public transportation, isn't it?
Exactly.
But kids, you also have to
I mean-
remember public transportation in Africa. You're the one who told me that the Nissan Urban, the 14 seater
Oh, but yeah, yeah, well, I'm not saying that. Yeah, I was saying something safe though, Jamal. I didn't know you were talking about something
It's
dangerous.
14 seater. We're talking about matatus. Matatus are the 14 seater.
Hadi nganya si matatu.
Oh, but you're see Urban. You're safe.
Exactly.
I
So
know you're
now,
talking
so you
about
can't
something
say
dangerous.
it's about security,
So
about
the
safety.
topic is here that there's this lady, the one you can see on the screen if you can see, she said that all Matatu users, I don't know, did I share the video?
No,
Wait,
please share.
Let me share the video so you can hear what she had to say.
I mean, they're asking for too much for people to comply for that. Turn back to the matatus. Who uses matatus? The poor people and people who are vulnerable. If I run out of money in the middle of the month, I jump into a matatu. But millions of poor people who have no other means of transportation use matatus. And how matatus manage to serve
With this more, who uses the matatu? The poor people.
What is the poor guy?
Who usually than anybody else?
Let's
As a user matatu.
Let's divide the poor. Because kuna mtu akiniona hapa
What's the argument about the matatu?
Yeah.
What's the argument?
So this is what we are debating because for me I disagree because we're saying that when you try to describe poverty again, that is
Poor
what
is
we want us to
relative.
discuss.
Yeah.
What is poverty?
I'm poor
Who is
to
a
some.
poor? Who is a
I'm
poor
very
person?
poor to someone.
Who is a poor person? Let's start by that. Who is a poor person? Is it an
Relative.
employed person? Someone living in Kibera? Someone living in a one
A
bedroom,
poor
two
person
bedroom?
is someone who doesn't have a house, they
Come
don't
let's-
have clothes, they don't have anything to eat, anywhere to sleep.
That
That's
is
poor.
someone who cannot use a matatu according to what you described. You know?
You anaenda wapi?
And what?
That one is malnourished.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean that's the truth.
As long as it's safe, I'll use a matatu if it's safe. I'm not using one the more at that Japanese shit. I'm not
The
gonna
one
use
that
that.
we use.
But as long as it's safe, I use it. Poverty is a state of mind, guys.
Yeah,
State
thank
of
you.
mind.
No,
True.
let's leave science behind first.
Let's
okay?
leave mine.
I agree with
Not
you.
science.
Let me tell you,
Okay.
poverty. Before I'm less, I personally
Financial
believe- I
poverty.
personally
Let's
believe
talk about that.
poverty is relative.
You gotta think of him. He said, we don't talk.
Come, let's shout out to Spikes in the building. Karibu sana.
Financial poverty. That one.
Insecurity. Because that is a mentally insecure person financially. That's why she has to categorize people in classism.
Thank you.
You get? So that she can feel like she's better than somebody else. This is classism in effect, where she's looking at other people. Who makes these matatu owners? The poor people that apparently use the matatus. Matatus are not poor.
This is just
But
making pure
it's actually a really good idea when it comes to decongesting cities. Because most of the congestion in traffic is caused by personal cars. If we all put our cars on the street, how do we move?
But they move.
The thing is, her mentality reflects her upbringing. Her mentality reflects her poor
Kamlesh.
ideology when
Kamlesh,
it comes to the general public.
I agree.
She will be from whichever position that she holds in whichever
I
capacity.
would give
Because
her the ass if she's part of the government.
Oh, that's the wrong word.
Kamlesh,
she
a
does
quick
not even
question.
represent the Matatu
Thank you.
industry positively. Because she's speaking negatively about their clients.
So
Anytime you have
Why is
any
it that when you're called poor,
or
you feel
people
negative?
Kamlesh.
speaking negatively about your clients, you
You
have
feel
to
attacked.
distance yourself from those people.
Kamlesh, a quick
Maximum
question
una
for you.
donut.
Let me ask you. Just a minute.
You
Kamlesh,
guys
just a
don't
minute.
let Cameron speak. You guys are talking over him.
Asham,
You guys gotta let him speak first. Go
You're
ahead.
finished.
he's done.
Go ahead.
It's finished.
Now he's done, but
You calm down. I am the controller of this show. Calm down.
So Kamlesh, if you actually have enough money, I know you have. If you can afford a car, you can afford a good BMW. Would you still commute in a 14-seater Nissan Urban that you know is the most unsecure vehicle in this world, unsafe? Would you still use it if you had? Would you?
Dimore, you're arguing semantics and you're taking the conversation away from where the conversation is.
No,
Because now you're taking it
The
too.
conversation.
I'm just
Listen,
asking.
let me finish. You're taking the conversation to safety when the conversation really is about who uses matatus. Matatus say, no, they're not safe. But the conversation isn't the safety of matatus or your ability to buy a car. The conversation is, why is she telling people who use matatus poor? Because that is the meaning and that is the conversation, and you're taking it and running your own narrative with the conversation.
Listen,
you should really take to the point time.
And then the way she does it with so much smartness and disdain for people who have the potato. These poor bastards.
He's not actually, let me tell you, Kamle, she's not actually running from the conversation because it's all connected, you know, it's still gonna hit back to,
I'm saying,
you know, when you're in the position of, you know,
buying
you have
a
money
car.
and all that, but we're asking now, let's start by, who is a poor person?
If you had money to
You
buy a
are
car, would you still commute in a matatu?
Ngojea kwanza, but you has described a poor person, sindio? I want Kamlesh and Keith, one at a time, to describe poor people. Who is a poor, and we're talking about Africa. We're not talking about scientific, we're talking reality here.
Like
if you look at Africa today,
Keith, don't just
Africa
state of mind
today,
here.
who is a poor person? Describe a poor person to me.
Okay, you want me to be brutal? I'll be brutal then, okay?
Yeah, it's reality.
Let's talk reality.
Yeah, I mean, that's reality. Okay, but there's no such thing as class effort because you have no industries to make the middle class. In America, the middle class is dying. Doesn't exist. Most black people around the world are considered poor. Most black people on the planet are poor. Okay?
So poverty from my end of the day, if you're living below $1 a day, you're poor. That's
You've just described
basically what we put it in that sense. What we've
That's
done
extreme
is,
poverty.
yeah, you've given it monetary value. Like if you're living below $1 a day, you're poor. So that means majority of the people who live in Islands are poor.
So thank you, Kamlesh. And majority of
You
the
know,
people who take
but
a
in
bus are
reality,
from Islam. So
kuna sako gani?
now, see, let me finish. Now, when you put it like that, what are you saying? You're saying that, and remember the word majority.
Majority.
You're saying that everybody that lives in Islands is poor.
no,
Okay?
I said
She did not
majority.
use the word majority. She
She
said
said
poor people. Okay? And run the video again. She did not say majority. She said who uses matatu? Poor people.
Yeah.
Poor people who run out of money in the
I mean, they're asking for too much for people to comply for that. Turn back to the matatus. Who uses matatus? The poor people.
So, Joby,
And
Kamlesh is actually right. That is why I started by saying it's Hawadi.
Yeah.
But in realistically speaking, majority of
Just
the just a
what
minute.
is it? Hold on, wait, let me understand what she's talking. What is this lady saying? What is the argument about the matatus? What is she talking about?
Okay, so this was a debate, I think, because of the taxes.
Yeah,
We've seen
the taxes.
currently the taxes in Kenya are going
Okay.
crazy, which I discussed earlier.
Going up.
By July, it's supposed to hit 2.4 billion US dollars, and that is their target. So she was, I think, on one of the televisions being interviewed, talking about the taxes, and that this is actually going to affect. I think it's supposed to affect transportation. I'm not sure. I think transportation,
Motor taxes.
data,
So there's
money
motor taxes,
transfer, bread, oil, so many things.
It's a result. So what we're talking about what I told Demora. You can't take loans to pay for loans because this fake currency hike of the Kenyan shilling is baloney.
Yeah.
Because now you're trying to get the rate of diminishing returns. You can't tax people to death because now there's no incentive to create business, to create space. This don't cause unemployment.
So-
Because people say, hey, I can't afford to pay you because the taxes are too high.
Okay,
So I'm about to lose employees.
Let me finish. So
Go ahead.
our debate is coming from,
Go ahead.
of course, we are trying to discuss from reality of not just Kenya, Africa. Majority of Africans use
it's Africa,
matatus.
yeah.
And if you try to look at actually majority
But
of
she's
these
saying it's going to
people,
be too, She's saying it's too expensive for rich people to ride it now because the Tatas are supposed to be for poor people, right?
Let me finish first. So she's trying to explain. She explains about economy.
All right, damn it.
As she tries to explain about economy, she mentioned about Matatu, saying that most of the people who use Matatu, the Matatu users actually in general, are poor people. So our argument is coming from not all Matatu users are poor people. That is what we're debating on. And to agree to disagree, because we're trying to debate from a point number one, which I am asking you guys. I want you to describe a poor person. You describe someone who does not have a home, jobless, that is someone who cannot use a Matatu. Keith has said the majority black people globally, we are nobody. No one is rich, you know. We are all in a state of poverty.
So true.
Kamlesh,
So for me, poverty.
Whatever you don't believe me, Joe, look, say who's the poorest race on the planet? Google it. Shit.
I believe. I'm just trying to explain from Keith, calm down.
All right. Okay.
I am understanding what you said. So we're trying to discuss and debate, like understanding number one, who are the poor, which we've given three people perspective. We had Bando Dimore and Shimani. And we want to hear also from the family. For those who are tuned in, shout out to Spike, John, Mosquito, Jibajaba, those who are with us on YouTube. Describe a poor person. And that is Africa today, you know, on your own terms. Kila mtu ako na vitu zake za kusema. And then from there we want to check, because we've seen, you know, if you describe poverty today again in Africa, there's someone who has a land and they consider themselves rich, you know, and they use a Matatu. There's someone who has a car, but they don't like driving, they prefer using a Matatu. And we have Dimori who's asking Kamlesh.
Somebody who has taken account loan.
There's someone who's taken account loan, you know.
Poor.
Not like they have money, they
Exactly,
are
for business.
Yeah, so for me, poverty is, you know, first and foremost, the lady is right, just worded it wrongly. She should have added majority, and she would be correct. Because majority of people who use Matatu is because they can't afford a car. If they could afford a car, they would not be in that Matatu. They would be driving, so that is one. Two, for me, poverty is being in a situation where if I lost my job today, then in the next 1 month, I don't have a place to live. Like if I'm living salary to salary to salary, I'm poor. So for me, poverty is living
But then we all
salary
poor
to
than
salary.
shit.
Yes, so we are all poor. But poverty, Keith, is relative. For example, for me,
Exactly.
I'm poor to someone, but somebody sees me as rich also. And also, the richest person in Kenya is relatively poor to someone else.
Exactly.
Even who's the richest person in Kenya?
I don't know.
Kenyatta?
The Kenyatas are relatively poor to someone.
Exactly.
So it's relative, according to me. It goes with levels.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I feel like there's you know, we want to sugarcoat and start saying stuff like, oh, there's no poor people. At the end of the day,
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying at least we're not. With purposes, we're not an object poverty there. We're poor, but we're not object poverty. Okay? We have a house over our heads we can eat. So we're not object poverty.
Exactly.
We're going Shimani.
I do agree, but in reality, I think poor is actually seen money-wise or material-wise, right? Financially. A lot of people actually see, unless it's the Bible, poor in art, right?
The poor.
I don't want to come for you.
Happy at a poor Negro, you're going to heaven.
Yeah, you see. So can I please just
Let me ask a question.
No, I've not finished
Let me ask
my
a question,
point.
okay?
I haven't finished my point. Yeah, so so like I was saying,
What's
there's
your point?
always the point of
Yeah, let her finish, damn it, then you get the flow.
God damn it.
God damn it, Kamlesh, Tazima mic.
Calm down.
Yeah, so there is an object of tutasema tu, oh, there is no poor, but I feel like the woman, most of the people, if we talk about now watu wenye naishi Eastlands, ndio sisemi hakuna, there are nice places in Eastlands, there are people who actually even live better in Eastlands than people maybe in Westlands, right? And at the end of the day, there's just somebody who uses a matatu, and most people who use matatu hawana pesa ya gari. And level ya gari ni mtu mwenye ako in Kenyan economy, maybe a middle class person, right? So she's talking about those people who use matatu, trying to clarify them as poor and financially, right? Okay. And at the end of the day, when she comes out and says, I don't think there's anything wrong with her saying that. The problem is maybe the choice of words.
Imagine using a matatu to Kapadi Kisumu.
I use a matatu from Kisumu.
It's tiresome, right?
It's tiresome.
Let me ask this. Listen, Shmani, listen. Let me ask this. I feel, let's make the conversation a bit more global, because I feel like matatu is public transportation, right?
Yeah.
I do too. Which country in the world doesn't have public transportation?
Exactly.
That's a really easy question.
Every country in the world.
Let me interject with our cameras and say, it's just that other countries, they're more developed, that their public transportation looks better than Africa. So this is as poor as Africans. It just looks better.
You cannot compare at all the public systems in Africa and the public systems
the point is smooth.
You can never compare the public systems in Kenya. You can't compare the buses in Kenya and the buses in Netherlands.
And
never.
It's
never the same.
Do they serve the same purpose?
Are they the same?
Exactly.
No, it's not the same. We cannot have the same things, but do they serve the same purpose?
Same purpose.
That's the question. Are you more likely to die on one than on the other?
Public transportation is a norm across the world.
It's about poor.
And the minute we start castigating people,
exactly.
It is a norm, but let's also agree the fact that we have people who have choices. Whatever Dimori is trying to describe, and what you say, we have people who don't like driving. We have people who prefer.
Like, have you seen the
okay,
buses?
I want us to, again, as we describe poverty. Maybe I have a lot.
Let me ask this before I finish. Let me ask this again before I finish. Yeah. Do we have matatus that go the current route?
Yes.
Ezime.
Only Westlands.
Do we have matatus for Kileleshwa?
Yeah, we have workers who are in Karen. Those rich people
we
have
have
workers.
matatus even for the rich areas in this city. Telling you, they're not a poor people thing. They are a convenience in transportation thing.
So Kamlesh,
I agree with Cameron.
let me tell you, Kamlesh is someone who goes to Karen almost every day. 30%, a majority of the people in those vehicles, in those matatus, are going to work. Huko Karen, they are either farm hands, me being one of them. I'm not a farm hand, but majority of people who go there are workers. And then the second thing, Kamlesh, you have to factor this in.
We know you're not a farm hand, Amore. You don't have to tell us.
God damn it, kid. The second
We
thing you have
don't
to
know.
factor. Just a minute, Kamlesh. The second thing you have to factor is, have you seen the buses? Have you seen the buses in Netherlands? The buses in the US? If I had a car, I'm leaving my car for that bus. That thing looks good. That thing is safe.
You leave your car for a Greyhound bus.
But hold on. That's because of bad governance. You got to save money to buy a bus, they just don't do it.
Yeah, so you get
That's
me.
the government.
Finally, you're getting me. I mean, if I had a car in Netherlands, I'm leaving my car for the bus because it looks good. It's being driven by someone who's not drunk. It's safe.
There's rules.
Right.
But I'm not leaving my car in Kenya to niingie na boka. I'm not.
Right.
If I have a car singima, I'm not leaving my car keys for a 14-seater Nissan Urban.
But look, now you're talking about the way the society was set. That's bad governance. Because it's supposed to be safe. If it's public, it's supposed to be safe. Now we're talking about a government issue. Rules and regulations that have to be addressed in order for you to put these vehicles on the road for the safety of your people. That's a difference.
Listen.
That's different.
That don't even
but that was right
Because
about it.
whatever the model is talking about is choice. He chose to board that rickety matatu. There
I
are
have not.
matatus
What other choice do I have? Come,
There are
let's
matatus that are up to standard. You
which
chose
one?
that
Name
old
me
matatu.
one.
You
Just
were
name me
the-
one.
And
Let him name me one.
no, to
Nissan Matatu brand in Kenya
Kevin.
that will
Should,
say.
hold on, Kevin.
Name me
Shouldn't it be a
one.
standard?
Easy call.
Wait.
See,
Shouldn't it be a
that's in a
standard,
circle,
Kevin?
in a- your
That
Matatu.
all Matatus should be rickety and fucked up because it's very
Kid, let's come and
people
name me
in
one Matatu that
It
is
should
safe.
be.
Which one?
But
Come,
they're
let's.
operated by different circles. They are not
It's not the
regulated by
circles,
government
Kamlesh.
direct.
It's not
So
the
different
circles. It's the vehicle
different
brand.
circles have different
Scania.
standards
Scania
for
brand.
the vehicles they let join the circle. So there are
Okay.
some routes that will accept anything.
So
God
come,
damn.
come,
But
let's
they
say
still have
it.
some nice ones.
Come, let's
So
say
if you
it's my
choose to
choice.
join a
I
rickety
agree, just a
matatu,
minute,
it's your
Tubonge.
choice.
Just a minute. I agree with Kamlesh because this is where, as we talk positively of Matatu, despite her saying all Matatu users being poor, we have Matatu culture. And a shout out to people like Shonarwa.
Yeah.
Shonarwa went to London and she stays there. And she came to Kenya. Actually, she had just had a craving of kupanda Matatu.
Yeah.
She's like, man, I stay here. I've not taken a Matatu like in a while. I want to come back to Nairobi to just feel the Matatu. So let's also embrace the fact that we also have Matatu culture, and I kind of agree with Kamlesh. Kuna watu wamefika bei. We have drivers when you're
Exactly.
or circles wamefika bei. Being honest, like now people. This is where we get the Matatu culture from. Like
Ganya.
you know, and zime service wafiti. They go for
true,
services. They are washed cleanly. If you go to Kayole, bro,
They have
all you
seat
see is
belts.
kunguni, bed bags.
But
You
Joby,
come back home, you unashanga where your bed bags
but
coming
Joby,
from.
especially if we're talking about the 14 seaters, realistically speaking.
Why are you so stuck up on the 14-seater? What is the 14-seater?
No, because it's the majority.
It's
the majority.
You're so stuck there on the 14-seaters za kwenda ngumo.
Hizi mabasi ya
It's an
hadi
example.
siku hizi
Example.
only 14 seaters.
So, for example, for the
There's a lot
14
of
seaters job,
buses.
it doesn't matter the circle. Listen, it doesn't matter the circle, it doesn't matter who is driving it.
Yeah.
There are the 14 seaters in Kenya are only two. It's either a Nissan Urban or a Toyota Hiace.
Okay.
Both of them are unsafe. If there's a third one, Kamlesh, tell me if there's a third 14-seater brand.
Listen, I don't do 14-seaters. Maybe you do.
Kenyans
But
do.
kama si nganya hatupandi. Kama ni mzeyo ni moshogi. Hatupandi malori.
Si tunapanda lori.
Listen, even without going to the Nganya route, there are some pretty, like back in the day, we had Double M. Double M were so well maintained. They were quiet, and the working class actually likes Double M because they gave good services. And this is where, again, it comes back to the circles being regulated. Because if they were regulated properly, we'd have a standard. But they're not. So each circle chooses how it operates and the quality of vehicle it offers. That's where the problem comes in. The quality of vehicle should not be compromised under any situation.
Yep.
And
Right.
I back the model in saying that those 14-seaters are unsafe. Very. And they should be banned from the public service.
Yep.
Get better matatus. If you want 14-seaters, figure out how to bring in safe 14-seaters.
So,
not just anything for the sake of price.
So understanding all
Right.
this is why we need to go back and again, like what Keith said, we blame the governance and also
Yep.
these circles, the drivers themselves also not demanding better. Because we've had cars and buses from 1990s and they're still kwa barabara. And this is why you have problems like when you're traveling, you know, you see breakdowns or things happening.
For example,
You know,
when you guys went to Mombasa and the bus broke down, that's unacceptable. You can't. I drive for a living. This vehicle I run has got to be checked every month. Every month it's got to be checked out to make sure it's working accordingly to operational standards, or it's shut down. Because out here on American roads, you have certain test sites every 2 hours that you got to go into, and they look at it, say, hey, is this thing correct? This thing wrong? And if it's not, you get a big ass fine, because you can't have this thing on the road breaking down, bad brakes, because you'll kill somebody or kill myself. So things must work correctly, guys. That's what Africa is like the wild, wild west. Hey, man, you gotta put standards in it like Camus is saying.
Exactly.
That's gotta be normalized.
Exactly. And
So that's what the more say, yeah, if I was in the Netherlands, you see they bus because it's a standard. I don't need to take my car because I got a nice book. Exactly.
Yeah,
Africans deserve that.
I wanna give
But
it
these
to
corrupt governments have not done that. Go
I want to
ahead.
give it to the young people. As much as Missy Fan Wanganya, I don't really like the noise. Personally, I really don't like the
don't
noise.
like it.
I'll
You
go
don't
if
like
it's
that.
silently
I've
and if
never
they're not
used it.
overspeeding
Oh my
and all
God.
that, or taking,
Really?
I don't like the overspeeding, CG going out of the road.
It's just
That's
a
just what
lot.
scares
It's
me.
scary
you know?
also.
Yeah, it is
If
very
I
scary.
take Anganya, I get sick.
You get sick.
Yeah, after.
Yeah, it's kind of,
Yeah,
it
because
has
the
a
noise
trauma.
and then
I
I
feel
get
yeah.
sick. Like I
Me
puke.
personally, it's panic.
Na
Chama
puke
bombe.
really.
Chama
Yo,
bombe.
ndio
Chama
wana-
bombe.
No panic.
I
Rich
feel-
girls.
You puke.
I
Rich
feel-
Oh
people.
my god, I can't.
There's nothing to.
Ever.
But
real,
Job, it's so
yeah.
simple. You see, if they right now,
Just very
realistically
I know,
speaking, right
yeah.
now, majority of people who use public transport in Africa, in Kenya, are poor.
I agree.
You know why?
Yeah,
So
it's
that is
true.
just
Again,
just
I actually
just
say-
just realistically
Financially
speaking.
poor.
More are you poor?
Yeah, I am. That's why I use a matatu. Relatively poor. So there is
Okay.
there
Okay. Wait. No, Demore.
I am.
It's the standard speech. It's the disrespect. No, look at this.
I'm
How do you
relatively
guys
South
feel
Africa
doesn't
disrespected
understand
and
how
Bali
it's
kuna-
Let me
disrespectful.
finish.
The way it's worded,
Yeah,
All of you
disrespectful.
guys were
It's disrespect. Let me finish, Demore. Let me finish.
Who are you feeling?
South Africans, Demore, are 10 times poorer than you. But their infrastructure is 10 times better than yours. So, are they poor? Because they're poorer than you. They're poorer than you. But their transportational system is better than yours.
Yeah, so
So
that
who's
is,
poor?
that is what I was
Tell me
saying,
you.
kids. Right now, you see, for me,
It's about,
even
it's
the
about
man-
respect, Demore.
Listen,
The Africans are not worthy of respect. That's what they're showing.
Listen,
Go ahead.
kids, I'm saying I'm relatively poor. Even if the matatus make me sick, I can't afford a car. I have to go back there tomorrow because I need to go.
Shelby, do me a favor. Shelby, do me a favor real
So,
quick.
as she's checking that-
Take down this lady right here and go to YouTube and put up South African transit rural train system.
Yeah, so as she's
The
checking
real
that,
train
as she's
system.
checking that, kid, let me finish what I was saying.
So,
As she's putting that
so,
up,
go ahead. So I'm gonna say, since they're taking these nice trains, are they poor?
yeah, so
Are they poor?
what I,
Are they poorer than you?
as she puts that up, what I'm saying is, right now, realistically speaking, majority of people who use public transport are poor because it is very shitty, the public transport in Kenya.
It is.
But if
That's
they,
all African. That's a governmental problem.
yeah,
How
so
is
if
that
they
their
make
fault?
it better, if they make
How
public
is the
transport better,
service being shitty
so if they
the
make
fault of the
public
person
transport better,
using the service?
Exactly, it's not.
so what I'm saying is if they make public transport better, use better vehicles, ban some of the unroadworthy vehicles, then we are gonna see even the middle class that we have in Kenya wanting to use the public transport.
So we are
But
not
right
going
now,
to be, like,
nobody
putting
in the
these
middle
standards.
class wants to use the public transport because it's
Because it's a sign of disrespect, the more
Yeah.
those things should never be even brought into Africa. It's they there dump this shit in Africa, and the Africans
Africa has a massive
give
base.
it to the people. Go ahead, Joe. You go ahead.
No, I'm not gonna play it. I will discuss as we watch for.
No, just show it. You ain't got to play the sound. Just play it.
Yeah, but
It's short. There you go.
I agree with you, Deborah, when you say majority of the people who use Matatu are poor. But I kind of feel like, again, I want to go back to the culture of Matatu because I feel like there are people who have maintained it. Again, going back to what Kamlesh said, and there are people who just
But look
go
at
out
that.
there.
I want you to look at Toby's thing. Poor people ride that. The poor ride that in South Africa. Poorer than you. So what she's talking about is it's just the government doesn't give a shit. See,
Exactly.
white people are going to build good shit for them because they give a shit about themselves.
Yeah, because
Africans don't give a shit about other Africans.
I feel like if the people demanded better, tungekuwa like
Exactly.
forward
Also
design,
demanded
like,
better.
You're not gonna be seeing bed bugs when you're seated, you know, all being this is you've seen bed bugs.
Yeah.
Bed bugs. Unashanga umekaa wapi?
Yeah.
Kumbe is the matatu.
Zinanyesha, nilipanda
Now this is a fact that South African blacks are poorer than you. This is I mean 10 times poorer than you.
Hata nini imespoil.
But they ride them back.
Imagine,
So-
like I feel like it's
Bad
just
one.
the people who have not also demanded better.
Yeah.
We've just
So
go-
you're
Exactly.
we've-
Because they keep
we've
listening
adapted
to
the
the
culture.
Mori.
We've adapted
You just say that they should make the public
No, but I think
transport
it
better.
goes back to security. You know, all this goes back to security, and I want to agree with Dimora on this. If the matatus were of better services,
Right.
were good, even the middle class people, even the rich class, whatever, if they are, would be opting to
Hey,
use
guys.
the matatu,
Hey.
right? So at the end of the
Um,
day, we won't be having a conversation of poor using matatu. I think
Rather?
I think it comes back.
Nasalimia tu Iwoton, atumski.
I think it goes back to that because if that was not an issue, then we wouldn't be classifying only the poor people use mata. It goes back to how are the matatus that we
Yeah,
are
I
using.
feel like the way they're maintained, because again, I'm not to specifically the Kayole ones, because I've seen how dirty they
Ujaona za
look.
Karen.
Yeah,
Wow.
kwanza hizo ndo hadi mimi najulizanga za kwenda Karen,
Za
Hizi
Westlands.
zinabeba workers.
There's a Westlands.
I've seen
that
it
is
So I feel like the
yeah.
presentation of the matatu themselves, the way they have just been so not maintained, not having new
Standards.
introduction
Uganda
standards
umoja
again.
ndokani.
That is where we have utapata hata
That's
someone
what
who's-
Cameron was talking about, the standards.
Yeah.
The
There's
government's supposed to have standards
Yeah, you find
for
there's
you as a
someone,
people.
there's someone who has literally grown a very, wealthy life, or let me say a humble life. They had everything probably, but there is anataka there's that craving of just wanting to go actually experience the matatu culture, but they can't because of number one, the presentation. So ukiangalia uko like, this is
But
just some
you,
poor ass shit.
were you not the person
No?
who actually was seeing this video with me the other day, and this was Asia with her friends.
Yeah.
And they were creating content, and the two of them were, Asia was asking them, so we are taking a matatu, okay? Have you ever guys used do you know this? And then they said, and they are Kenyans, like
Okay.
literally ni tu watoto wa Bombay.
Okay.
But yeah, this is a mat. And then it was asked, so have you ever used it? And he said, I've used it once, this is my second time. And the first time I used it, I was creating content.
Wow.
And right now I'm using it for the second time.
Right.
It's still on content basis. So there are
Right.
people who have never
That's
ever,
Actually
true.
been on matatu.
ever been on
So
matatu.
having that
That's
presentation of cool bed bags, the matatus are not clean.
I know there are many
the
people who drive.
conductors.
Sometimes they
Because
feel tired
it's
and they
because
want
it's
to become a
matatas
driver.
are only in African countries. That's why you do it for content, because around the world it would be outlawed. Like Canvas says, standards. Nobody's gonna put nobody on no rickety ass shit or no 14-seater. You have Africa. I can't stand these Europeans. But Africa all fucked up. It's the disrespect. Everything in Africa is built with disrespect into it. The reason why is it when you build buildings in Africa, there's no central air, a central heat for the regular people. That's only for the rich. That's standard across the world. It's the disrespect of African people is what you're looking at. The only reason why you go to South Africa, because the white people are there. That's it. That's why it looks so nice. White people. It's the disrespect of African people. It can be Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria. It's the same shit. The disrespect of African people is what you're looking at.
It is so sad, and
And
this
so
should
you
make us
gotta act for
angry.
better.
This should make us angry and angry.
Good
And
job.
I'm looking at it and I don't want to be mad.
Supposed to make you angry.
Yeah, I'm looking at it and I don't want to
Supposed
be
to make
mad.
you angry.
It's like, god damn. Especially the way Keith is saying it, the
Because
disrespect. You know?
that's what it is.
It is, I
They're
get
poorer than
you.
you, Joby.
It is, and it is so pathetic, like how if you look at Africa, the whole continent, and you took two some shitty
Everything.
shit.
In
Have you seen Nigerian
infrastructure.
matatus we were talking
Oh
about?
my
Ah,
God.
The
bro.
Uganda.
Very shitty,
The Uganda.
very shitty thing. Exactly right. Exactly right.
Okay, Okada, let me show you Nigerian matatu. Okada,
There's one I
the
saw
Yeah.
in Zimbabwe.
It's shitty.
hizo mata.
You can say Nigeria,
No,
you can
Uganda.
Angola, you can say Ghana, they're shitty.
Si wakiwa na do.
You're right.
Wengine hadi bado wanatumia bike ile ya kukaa nyuma.
Which one? Like this bikes?
Tena na motorbike.
Bungoma bado.
Tena na nini ile baiskeli.
Bungoma
Like
Ile
a
inakaa
bicycle?
nyuma
Like a normal bicycle?
alafu
Okay.
kuna place ya kukaa.
Yes.
You remember
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
The people who use them still.
Personal to carry people.
To carry people. It's like a transport. To carry. Hadi sisi kwetu bado kunazo ushago.
Nigeria is crazy. Nigeria is more. I mean, all Africa is
Also
just
strange.
It's just
Like poor people are the ones
it's
who do that.
crazy.
So that lady,
Don't try to single out
that
Nigeria.
lady worded it
Africa
wrong.
itself. Don't
Yeah,
try
the
to
wording.
don't try to single out Nigeria.
The wording is wrong, but she's right.
She's
Nobody who can afford a car is gonna ride in such a
That
matatu.
is
True.
true.
Okay.
And Keith is the one who's really into this. Keith, can you ride in that matatu?
Well, you back that 14 seat again tomorrow.
Can you?
Canvas is right. You won't let
No,
that
no,
go.
no, Keith, it's a question. Can
No,
you
I'm
ride
not
in
riding in that shit.
that? Exactly.
No, I'm not riding that shit. But why are you allowing the government then to put it on the road? Then?
Yeah, we shouldn't.
You as an African, why are you allowing the government allowed to bring that shit in and put people on it then?
Yeah.
That's the question you need to ask. Not whether you get on it, why are you allowing it to be there?
It is crazy. It is
Yeah.
crazy. Very crazy. But I want to go to the comments of this
I was waiting for that.
video.
Yeah.
We see what people had to say. And I don't know if Shimani you can get the ones from TikTok, and also I see we have comments on YouTube which I shall be
Okay, let
going
me see
through.
on TikTok
Or if
also.
you want on, you can go through the comments also on YouTube. Kindly
Okay, sure.
ensure you do so. But yeah, on this other end we have now Wakenya wanakuanga na jokes. Let me tell you, Kenyans find humor in everything. It's crazy, you know. Sometimes even politics, things are serious. Find humor.
All Africans find a human in everything.
Okay, period. Okay.
All Africans are humorous people. I think of a comic.
Goes by the name No, she's a lady. She's Brownie Caroline 254. She says I use Matatu and I have a car. I ain't poor. It's just very, very convenient.
The personal cars
I mean,
were not using their cars. They
Matatu.
opted for matatus,
Exactly.
right? So at the end of the day, sometimes it's not even about find poverty. Sometimes it's just quality and services and convenience. Somebody on the comment section, this is Jani Mwathi, anasema uzuri the poor will see the kingdom of God.
Yeah,
Somebody saying, not me listening to it while in a matatu.
Yeah.
When my car is in garage.
Yeah.
You know, there are people who are like that. And somebody saying, I feel for the poor. Having a car does not mean success, and working does not mean poverty. I think
Exactly.
we've actually
Exactly.
embraced poverty, or rather being with money car-wise. The people
Yeah.
actually see, I don't want a car. Somebody wants a land.
Have you had good transportation, Shimani?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you since I know New York growing up. I'm going to New York a lot when I was younger. Most New Yorkers, Shimani, don't have cars because it's more convenient for them to use the public transportation.
Yeah.
Most people live in New York do not own a car. They ride the subway, of the buses, and the other transportational systems. They don't own a car
Yeah.
because it's too. The city is such that a car costs too much money to operate and it's inconvenient. Most New Yorkers don't own cars. So there's nothing wrong with public transportation. It's just that you're supposed to get good transportation the more that's not gonna kill you.
Yeah.
That's not badly made.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I was showing South Africans public transportation that's 10 times better than Kenyans, but they're poorer than you.
Kiki,
That's a fact.
I have a question on something I don't. Is the public transport in
What?
maybe New York, in Netherlands? Who runs the public transport in those countries? Is it run by the government or
The
by
government.
private entities?
The government
So we
runs.
don't
The
have
government runs public transportation.
then.
Because it's run by
Because it's
entities.
run by private entities.
That's why- that's
So
why-
we don't
that's why
have
it's not
public
public.
transport then. It's
But,
not,
no,
we don't
yeah,
have a
yeah,
single. isipokuwa
It's probably a public-private merge because now they're trying to take over everything.
Oh,
But
so
public meant it was owned by the government.
So hatuna.
See, that's
But they probably the government might contract those businesses out, Demore. They might contract them out to private firms. But if they contract out to private firms, there's still standards and regulations they must follow to keep that contract.
Kids, come
If they
again.
fuck up the contract, they lose it.
Kids, come again.
Yeah.
Is the public transport owned by people or by the government in these countries in the West? Is it owned by private
It's
people or by the government?
It's owned by the government, but the government might contract it out tomorrow. That's what they do. Let's say I'm the government, but I don't want to be responsible for that because I got contractors bidding for that business, right? And so, whichever private company can meet the standards to get that contract, they're going to get it. So that's what they're doing now. It's usually owned by the people, which is the government. The people are the government. So it's
That's
usually
why
people.
PSB, you know, public service.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Usually owned by the government because it's public. It's not private.
So when we
Furthermore.
have a transport, let me not call it public. When we have a transport system that is owned by individuals but controlled by the government, is that public transport?
Yeah, because the contract can be withheld. The
No.
government, the people say they suck. See, in a regular country, folks, the people say, "Hey, this sucks. We want another contract, or we want the government to take it back over." But see, the Africans don't never ask. The Africans are mild-mannered, or they call it docile. You guys don't never ask for shit to be worked right. You'll sit there and let the shit be fucked up and don't do nothing about it. It's disrespect, Demore.
Who's you guys?
It's disrespect.
Who's you
Yep.
guys?
You're supposed to.
It's huge.
Yeah, why do you think they got this shit that looks like the Congo, looks like Kenya, looks like Ghana, looks the same way?
Yep.
It's only in Africa. You don't got no shit like this around the rest of the world. That's what I hate Donald Trump, but he said the truth. He says only Africans can live fucked up like this and don't do nothing about it. And that's what you saw. You'll go generations being disrespected and won't do nothing about it. I don't know if it's the Christian, the Islam, I don't know. But why does South Africa that's in Africa have that and you don't in Kenya? Why don't you got that? What they got in South Africa? They're not richer than you. Why do they got it and you don't then?
Because white people are there. Thank you.
Exactly. And white people are not gonna live like you live. They're not gonna live in no, they don't get no 14-seater and be all fucked up. They gonna say, "Hey, we gotta overthrow the government. Fuck this. We're not gonna sit all fucked up like this." So that's why they got it and you don't. Because you think it's okay to be disrespected. It's disrespect, Demore. You can call it whatever you want to call it. Mismanagement, bad governments. At the end of the day, it's a level of disrespect and contempt is why it looks like that. It's disrespect and contempt for African people. Do you understand that? That's why everybody's running to Europe, running to Dubai. Because Africa don't look like that. It's a level of contempt and disrespect. That's what it is. You got the money to have, you got the same money South Africa has. Why don't your shit look like theirs? You got some old ass trained 40-year technology that's overcharged from some Chinese bastards who built some bullshit. But South Africa got modern, nice shit. Why is that? That's the question you got to ask and be upset about it. Because you deserve better as African people. You deserve better. Until you understand that and believe that, you'll get what you've always gotten. Bullshit. Because the African doesn't believe he deserves better. He's like, well, you know. Go ahead, Joby.
Okay, on the comment, somebody is also saying, my landlord wengi don't drive and they are rich.
Imagine.
Yeah, and somebody is also saying, every day I have an extra work. I have to work extra hard. Stuck in address. Challenge accepted. Come to happy at the poor. Just a lot of stuff that people are actually agreeing. There are some people are actually saying, you know, let us agree. Naniona vibaya hapa na sisi wote ni poor kwa imat. You know, so yeah.
You know, I don't think she said it in bad faith.
Yeah.
Hakukuwa na ubaya. Maybe she
She
should
did.
have should have said common mwananchi.
Exactly.
Yeah.
By the time angesema common mwananchi mngezua.
Azi. Alafu sasa sisi ndio tunasema we are the common mwananchi.
Awards, you know,
Right.
choice
Choice
of
of
words.
words, yeah.
That's what literally
Yeah.
is bringing all this up. And also another one says she is right. Could have wondered, could have worded it better, but right nevertheless. I am poor people. And the last one, as Waton gets the group to go through the comments on YouTube, that mic should have been switched off. She is an embarrassing and uneducated species hovering in the streets of Kenya. This could not have been aired.
She's
Come
actually
on.
in
Supposed to
TV
have
because she's educated.
We're supposed to have a variety of opinion. If you don't support what somebody is saying, you don't switch off your mic.
Yeah.
It's an opinion at the end of the day.
You got one?
Yeah, we can see here on YouTube we have general mosquitoes saying, but sometimes it's more convenient for people to use a matatu. Then he says there are buses in Africa, albeit older, but there's no system in place to run them. Even in the UK, if you live outside the major cities, the quality of transportation is greatly decreased and people rely more on taxis and Uber. And also he says transportation in Africa is primarily self-run and not by the government. And then Dimordi, you're wearing an Aston Villa short. You, my friend, are not poor. Shirts, you, my friend, are not poor. And then he says most people take or use public transport. Joby, Nigeria has trains. Then he says, well, even Ghana just got some old trains right now. And he also says, exactly. I only
Ghana got some old trains from Poland, I think.
Why did you have to mention that? Lord.
He says, I only use a car because I can't stand people.
They got some old Polish bullshit.
Public
Shit crazy.
That's what he said. And also for work too, otherwise I would be using public transport, that he said.
Okay.
But he uses a car because he doesn't like and cannot stand people. Yeah, and they said last week I saw a clip of new public transport buses in Ghana just sitting and nodding away. Question was, why weren't they being used?
Ask Nana Kofuado. He will tell you or the Ministry of Transport there in Ghana. What is he doing? Why is he sleeping? You know.
With a jollof.
You talking about them old trains they brought up from Poland, that raggedy shit. That's why you got to have a research and development staff in Africa. You can't be buying people old shit. It's another form of disrespect. Why do I need your hand-me-down? Why is Africans always happy with white people's hand-me-downs and shit? You deserve state-of-the-art equipment like everybody else. You don't deserve nobody's hand-me-down. Look at this old Polish train I got. Whoa! Yay! Old raggedy shit down from Poland. Shit.
It is crazy. But as we get closer to coming to the end of today's show, one of the last topics we had for today, I don't know if you guys have any closing remarks on that, the matters of Matatu, you know, before we get to
I do. Don't get on Demori's 14-seater. That's what he's worried about.
Kamlesh, any closing remarks on the Matatu topic as we get to move on to the last topic?
Just the standards have to improve.
Okay, the standards, I agree with him too. The standards, because personally I feel like I said, we have people who have grown up, like, you know, wealthy, but they want to experience the Matatu culture, but they can't because of the maintenance, the standards, like the way it is, and it's crazy. But yes, as we get to move on, there's now something that is really disturbing me. There's about this white guy here. You know, it's always white people involved in everything. Trust me, it's always white people in everything that Africans are going through somehow. Is this white people involved in everything?
You better not get ill on that. You don't believe your shit.
Oh my God, really?
So there is a video of this Mzungu. I want to share the first one.
Okay.
I don't know who is Hannah Benta. Do you know Hannah Benta Dimori maybe?
Somebody on TikTok, I'm sure, because
Yeah.
I've never heard of them.
Yeah, looks like a TikTok. I don't. Maybe Kamlesh
Must be.
knows them.
Okay.
You know?
Probably.
Maybe, you know. Kamlesh knows everyone.
Okay.
Kamlesh, do you know Hannah Benta?
What? No. No, why me? Why me?
So we have this
Because,
white.
because, Camus, you are the cracker whisperer.
So I wish I could show the people on the Mevo, but if you try look at for you guys, if you try look at this page at Gobari, majority of the actually from number one to
You got it on the network, Joe, but you got it on the network. Just send it to the network.
3,
Yeah.
like for the past 2, 3, 4, 1 week,
Yeah.
it's been white people just trending
Yeah.
the 254, including even the Chinese.
Okay.
But there's this one that is disturbing me. Now we know our African girls have been nurtured and raised to see white people, of course, as you know, the way of escaping poverty. You know, and again, what we're just from talking about. If you're from the Matatu culture, like nah, you wanna be in a Benz, of course.
Yeah.
Wanna be in that BMW. Wanna go to Dubai. And majority of these girls are used sexually, you know, or sexually exploited, which you guys were having as a debate last week. Is it last week or last week? But one. Last week, but one, yeah. Where to know the TikTokers are busting wide open and just doing crazy things.
Yeah.
So I find it crazy as I share this video. Our white people are now coming to Africa using our women and now wanna even trend about it. Like they wanna now go viral about it. I feel like they have found.
Yeah, because it's not. It's in the African women. It's been known. I told you this, Joe, when I first out. You know, the African women worship them, so they can come there. The most poor, dumbass, backward cracker can come to Africa and get the best looking woman because he's white. That's why that ugly white man came to Kenya and was infecting all those African women with AIDS. As Tammy said, "Ooh, he's ugly too." Yeah,
So
that's what he can do because he's white.
I think normally we know the famous Wazungus are too, especially from TikTok. The Mzungu Mwitu, Uyo, and then we have the fat guy with the two small girls.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, at I.
The fat guy with the two small.
Kirugi or somebody.
Yeah, Kirugi. That is his name, I guess, if I'm not
The,
wrong.
that guy with the what? That sounds like that guy with two small girls.
With small girls, he likes them tiny.
He has a type.
Like they're small and then
Sound like some pedophile shit going on.
big. Whose
He
side?
likes like how they call 2 midgets.
This guy that beats people.
A minor.
Yeah. Hold on. You tell me he's fucking with the midgets?
No.
Like he likes
Oh,
short
okay.
girls,
Like
like tiny girls. They look like kids, you know. But anyway, so I think
I like
those are
that. I like that. I like that.
Minor.
A minor. That's right. That's who they are.
oh my god. So I think those are the two known. So it's crazy to see for the past few days, starting with the Chinese guy who was recording this lady from the Airbnb claiming that she's been aggressive. I think you guys saw that. There's this Chinese guy who was I don't know if it's Chinese, Japan, whoever. Recording saying that this lady has been aggressive after him breaking the door. He's supposed to pay, and we know the rules of Airbnb, obviously. But he was being dramatic about it.
Shout out to that African woman not worshiping these bastards. You broke the door, you paid for it. That's what you do. Talking about, I paid you money. You paid money for the room, not to break my shit up. And you're not gonna leave it until you pay it. That's how you're supposed to treat them.
If you try to look at also most of the pages we've been seeing, white people just popping up for no reason. So I want to share this very quickly. This
Nyashless women and begging women. She begs and she's nyashless. No, I don't want that. I want a big man.
and these are women embracing this too.
Yeah,
So
but this is like
They
like
can
a
give
on
you.
TikTok.
I didn't know him. I don't
Yeah.
know.
If they beg for something, I'm gonna give it to them. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's not Hannah. You were dating Cindy.
I never dated Cindy. I told you I date women with nyash. Cindy has no nyash.
She had
No. She has a tumbo. That's what she has. She has no nyash.
First, body shaming. This, like body shaming our women.
Yes.
They
Have
can't
you
talk.
seen
Have
their
you seen that they are women? That is something we were talking about earlier on the show.
Yeah.
I think ain't that a white hair? He said, I think he had hair. That's about hair.
We don't care where
Really
he's from.
disrespectful.
He's not supposed to be here.
I understand he's a. I know. I think that the white Arabs are even more disrespectful
He's
because
not,
they see you as slave women.
Mhm.
That's why he's so disrespectful in his tone. But an African man was supposed to check his ass, smack him in the mouth. What you talking
exactly,
to?
because this is becoming now a thing. You run over women. You give them $1 or $2 because they're desperate. Someone is literally anataka
Exactly.
pesa ya unga or
That's why
pesa ya
poverty is so
maziwa.
dangerous. That's why poverty is so dangerous in Africa. When you send the richest continent on the planet, you know damn weird ass white man be able to approach you. Ever. And that's how Africa used to be. There ain't nobody white approach nobody black because you had the money. You had the wealth. They were impoverished. Now you're at the beck and call because of poverty. This is absolutely disgusting to me. Go ahead, Joe.
So it's personally, I found it very disrespectful, like what Keith is just saying. It is very disrespectful to see
Well,
this, and that's how
but
I
every time says they're all our friends. They're all good. They're all our friends. Yay!
So if you look at one of the comments, there's this lady who asked, he's talking about women like this. What does he have? Exactly. That's a good question. Because what do these crackers come here to Africa to do? We assume they have so much money, but if you try to follow all these people,
They
that
have nothing. They're broke. They're mostly broke, Joby.
They have
They're
nothing.
mostly broke.
They're using
Exactly.
African women to get actually their way into Africa. They're using the women
Yes.
to show them, where can I get this? Where can I get this? And because you go blindly thinking he's falling in love with you, he loves you, giving you $1 or $2, you fall for the trap, He's willing to do that so long as he gets the bigger share of what he's looking for. And that is what basically they have been doing.
And also as insurance, it's crazy because this, and I don't want to I want to blame them, yes, but I also feel like these black women, those who run to them, Joby. Let us not also forget, like, if you go mostly on TikTok, they want to worship them.
You're raised to love them, Shimani. Is it their fault? When you're raised, you worship a white Jesus. So they see white people as a Jesus and a God.
But it
so
also
cut
goes
the
deep
African
down,
women some
keep your
slack.
type. Like the people would never date a white people, right? People have different types, and there are people who run to these people, and mostly the women that run to these people, they run to them because of financial issues. First and foremost, look at this, because even on TikTok, they run like most of them. Like I am so sure 90% of these women, they run to them because of, and I've seen these white men crying on TikTok and also on social media of how they came to Kenya, they've been used. They feel like, oh, we are niligujana, I came with money, and then this girl was it me, and then there was one even who people were raising for
How do you Kenyan women give them that work?
Exactly. So you see, at the end of
Somali, I support that. I support you taking any white man and taking all his money. I support that.
So at the I feel like also women, however much women, some of these women that date them, run to them and allow them to actually do this. Because Joby, personally, the people who would never date a white person, they're like, no. However much we've been raised, all their saviors, their whatever, people still have their types. And if we go and date these people, rather if one decides to date this one, they go for them because of money. So they're the ones who allow them to be disrespected. I have seen this guy on TikTok, I guess, and it was maybe on Cindy's live, I don't know. Cindy also does like weird stuff.
Cindy?
Not that one. There's this famous, TikTokers does a lot of weird stuff. So there's this one, that one. Very bad Cindy. Very bad Cindy, okay?
Which one?
The one wa kunyonga. Yeah.
Tuonyeshe picha.
Sina picha yake, labda mtafute
TikTok.
So you find like the audacity that, and then these people want to, I was expecting a man to come and say like, why would you come and talk about our women like this? Stand for, talk about it. But at the end of the day, also these women allow them to actually be used. Let us not also forget that. Of course, some people praise them, but you also have a choice as a woman to make your choice. So if you allow somebody to sit to run over you, they will run over you because you allowed it. But we're supposed to be protected, and we're not supposed to allow this person to even talk. But when you go on TikTok, Unapata is one of the most famous people. We allow it.
Imagine.
We are not even supposed to be blaming these people first. Let's blame ourselves. Let's take accountability. We've allowed this bullshit.
He's literally live with our very own women.
I agree with that, Shimani, but let's be a little graceful. You do got a lot of irritants out here. Let's be graceful.
I couldn't even.
Damn. Damn.
Let's give some grace. If they don't
was just chilling.
Keep
Let me tell you,
letting
what is love? Let me tell you, okay, we might be having a bunch of people who do not really understand 1, 2, 3 things, but you remember the video? I think it was in 2022 or 2023 at the beginning, where I think it was you or Katie sharing the video with us. Akasema, there's a mzungu calling women for interviews. Then when you get there, it's not an interview. It tells you
that was Katie.
It was Katie, right?
He said to get butt naked.
It was
He said to get butt naked.
It was Katie sharing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Katie. I said, Katie, you can't show that. That's pornography. Because he was having sex with him. He said, come for the interview, but it wasn't. He said, I'm white, and I want some of your coochie. And they would give him the coochie. I was like,
and they did.
I was like, oh.
And they did.
They did.
These women hate these white people. You find these white people who are
That made me so mad.
very
I
old.
said, Katie, take that shit down immediately. See, I'm just trying to show it. I know for the disrespect for the African women. Take that shit down immediately. I was angry as hell. Coming for an interview next to they all butt naked. He having sex with him on camera. That's let me mad to the motherfucker.
So I agree with you. At some point, it's them.
It's us who allow this, and you know there is also another one I was sharing. I think I saw this video. So this is the new trick. They and I saw a confession. I think on social media. I don't know where. So they actually go for these young girls, right? And somebody was saying they're very poor in their land, and then they have like the last dollars, you know, the last couple of dollars in their life, and then they come to Africa, right? And then they're like, in Africa, if I get 1 or 2 or one girl that
There's
I
a
will
lot
lie
of
to,
money.
you know, and for this one can actually keep me, because for an African woman, she wants to just feel comfortable. Most of them don't want even to work, right? Most of them just want to feel comfortable. So they get this old white man who has his last dollars, who doesn't tell them my intention is because I'm getting broke and that's why I came here. So he lies to them and then maybe marries her. Alright, gets a piece of land in Kenya, using her as, of course, the woman doesn't know she's being used. She's feeling like she's traveling, she's doing all that. And then they use you, they get their own share, their own piece, right? After they get their own piece, this time when he was using you, slowly he got his land. And then there's this other one that actually dates you. After dating you, and fiti like 2 years, you travel, you do everything, right? And then he actually puts you on insurance. Okay? He puts you on insurance, life insurance. After putting you on life insurance, after 2 or 3 years, you married him, like 2 years later, you die. Okay? Or you disappear. And then they go for the full amount of money. So maybe insured you for like, maybe even 50 million, or even, I don't know how much. And then it goes for the whole money, right? Because the insurance, after reaching a certain amount of money,
usually from 500,000, Shemai, 500,000 to 2 million, Shemai. That's the going rate. 500,000 to 2 million.
Exactly. And then they take the whole amount of money. They start again. They move on. They weep for like 2 months. They move on to another one. So you're like being used, and each and every time they've dated, died, and you don't see they move to another country where they are not known. The same thing, and you are the black woman who are allowing these people, worshipping them.
That's true, Shemai.
Old ass person with wrinkles all over, about to have his last breath, and then you see a 19-year-old girl with her on TikTok, and then you unasikia wasichana wanasema eti, show me your ways. Where do you get these white people? Are we not allowing this culture? Are we not the black women who are loved
Smelling
by
some
following
sulfur,
them?
that's how I'm getting my way.
So before we even come and say these people blah blah blah, we personally should actually be accountable and stand on our feet and say, yo, let's stop this culture. Wakikuja hapa, treat them as if they're like a
I remember Joey showed me, this was like 3 years ago, Joey showed me this beautiful African lady with this old white man. I said, what is that, Joe? That's her husband. I'm like, what?
That's what you're gonna 2 million views.
There's a beautiful black girl Joey showed me with this old ass cracker. He's like 7 years old, Camlish. There's a young
It's
African,
crazy,
there's a young,
our blogs are also normalizing this.
Yeah.
Because we've seen Nairobi gossip.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mention, we've seen Nairobi gossip and other sites
CNN.
supporting this. You know, every time we see a black woman with a white lady, with a white guy, you know, or a black man with
Living
a
our
white
best
lady,
life with them
you know,
Zungu man.
they become now celebrities.
Yeah.
Oh, our very own is dating our very
With
own.
Mzungu
You know,
husband. They always put it
Mzungu
like
and a
that.
lady has proposed.
imagine,
Like,
so they're putting down black women. Our very own
No, it's
has looked
not.
up and got this Jesus guy. That's the disrespect I'm talking about of Africans making themselves lower than everybody. You are the supreme
But I didn't like the
African
black
woman.
man.
You're the
Why are
beginning.
women running to the white men?
exactly. You went to
Oh,
this
yeah,
debate.
where is
Let
also
this
the
debate.
why
Yeah.
are women also running to the
Why
white
are
man?
black
Where
women
is the
running
black
away?
man?
Yeah.
Where is the black man? Where's
the
an
debate?
African man?
We had that debate, right?
Exactly. So you also start questioning because even these black men, they wanadharau hapa hata why these their own women.
Stand
No,
up.
the black man is chilling because apparently the black woman told the black man that he's broke and she doesn't want him.
But why is the black man not going to the extent of treating the women? Why are they so
You
kind?
know, I feel like the black men stop.
black man
you
is chilling.
You need to stop being aggressive. That is what you need to stop.
No.
doing. You know, stop
When-
being
when-
aggressive.
How are we to
This
blame?
conversation
How
here.
have we gotten? How are we getting
And also
blamed?
the black
Come
women
on, how are we
against white
getting
women.
blamed? How are we getting blamed for black women going for white men and getting abused?
Listen,
Where are we
Shout out to
coming
black
from?
men, we're not running away from you. But you know, women, we need to be pampered. That is just the nature of a
We
woman.
need you to
okay?
get into your element.
Yeah, we need to be
Yes.
pampered. Number one.
Now this is that you made
I'm
your
not gonna come
bed,
to you.
lie on it, stop
You can't
blaming
even call
us.
me babe.
You went for
I
the
know,
white
I know.
man.
exactly.
Umepika.
Kuja
You're so
ufue
aggressive.
hapa.
You're so aggressive.
Mbona
Like,
nakupea
talk to me
washing
nice.
machine unafaa ufue?
Talk to me nice.
Now it's so easy job. You made your bed, you went for the 98-year-old
The same way you
man.
came and approached
Lie
me, you
on
see
it.
the law.
Yeah.
Don't switch on me just because you're saying a 19-year-old Duko Sasa.
wanna
Now you're
cheat
going
on
to
you, they wanna
cheat.
give
You
you
know, now I see
yes.
I'm Zungu. You leaving me with my
just-
breasts are falling. I have 2 babies I have to take care of. I'm waiting for you. You can't even pay rent.
Yeah,
You
just
know,
go- just go for the
Chinese,
is gonna
Chinese
pay.
man is beating you there. You can't
Then
even
don't
stand for
come
yourself.
asking where you. Man is
Where?
saying the white man is gonna pay. Then when the
So,
white don't come
I
asking
also
where
want
the
to
black man
question,
is.
A
okay.
You went
gentleman,
for
number
them.
I
one.
want a question
don't be
also.
aggressive.
Shout out to Kenyan rappers. Shout out Kenyan artists. Most of
Lie
you
on your
know.
bed.
Most of you in the mainstream, we've seen you with these white women.
Okay.
So what do you mean? What's up? They also go for these white women.
Yeah.
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 Shout out to Kenyan artists. I've seen most of them. Angalia when you're mainstream.
Yeah.
White woman, white,
Tubonge.
white. All of
I'm not
them.
mentioning names, you know.
You know, it's crazy.
But yeah, stop, you know, just be good to your women. Stop cheating,
Yeah.
you know.
Treat them
Like
like
treat your
princesses.
women nice. Just
Wait,
be a gentleman.
wait,
Get your
wait,
African
wait.
women back.
We're
Claim
talking
them.
about
Claim
cheating
them.
now.
Adam.
We're talking about cheating.
No, we're talking about the
No one
African
cheats more than white
masculinity being
men.
feminine.
Yes.
All of
No
them.
one cheats more than white men.
We don't care. Men, stop cheating. Stop
Men,
cheating.
claim your women back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, if you choose to be with a white man,
all
if you
of
choose
that.
to be with a white man, go be with a white man. Start
Let's
to
assume I have. Let's assume I have
Treat to
one.
be biased.
Nah,
You
go
have
for
black
the white
designer,
one.
Am I
and
allowed
then
to
White
get a
man.
few more since
White
I'm
man.
supporting black women?
Bro, you go have more and you're not having me. You're not having me. You go have the more.
Yeah.
You're not having me.
But then but then Joby, don't ask why he's a
Listen,
black
we're
man.
not talking about you, Joby.
No.
What, you wanna have many women so you can keep me?
No,
Ati
no, no.
weka hapa wewe ni African na kuna
That's how you can have more.
you can treat me anyhow in the name of I'm African. You know, I'm the normal African man. You can't.
Nobody is actually telling you
Shout out to
that.
Nigerians.
Why should I have only one?
Yeah,
You see, that's why.
that's why because the modern woman is not gonna allow that.
Yes. Ever.
Period.
I'll keep
Ah,
you and that
listen.
lady.
If I can take care of
Nakula
6,
still
allow
wire.
me to have 6.
If you can take care of 6 without complaining and claiming
Social
them, that's
responsibility.
it.
Yeah.
And it's
Who's
not a problem.
complaining?
The problem is you have actually, and even men don't want to give to man.
I don't want as many cameras. I just want one.
They just want to
Women are a lot of headache. I just want one. I don't want a bunch of women.
One for you, kid. One for you. 6
One
for
for
Kamlesh. Everybody gets it.
That's what they're thinking about every time.
It's crazy, Manze. But as you get to wind up,
Imagine two women nagging at you every day. Like, God damn.
Listen, you just get out the way and they nag each other.
Exactly. This is the attitude of an
You
African
still
man.
gotta come home to the camera.
They just leave it
can't
chill.
take
That's the
that
solution. You just come look at whoever is angriest
That's the
and you
reason.
choose that one for tonight.
So you die for
And you lay the law.
and I'm not
You
fighting.
lay
Got
the
it.
law properly
No,
to
it's
get
not
over
going
here.
on.
Hey,
All smiles.
God.
there you go. Cameron's my hero. I don't want to. That's too much work for me.
But anyway, family, we are wrapping it up here today with Tubonge. It's been an amazing show. You guys have had fun. For everyone who has been with us,
But no,
continue.
you guys, it was amazing. You guys protect Irritan. There's the white men are coming for them. They're all hairy.
Keith, leave
Irritan ain't know what that hair is. You protect Irritan. She's already dating and pretend she don't smell the smell.
You keep
Now that's the
quiet.
smell.
Leave you at all.
Keep quiet.
Leave you at all.
Shout out to Tibajaba, shout out to Spikes, shout out to John Mosquito, shout out to the Sense Director, and to everyone who has been with us.
She don't smell the smell.
Bye.
Shout out to DJ Flani, anasema good news is never news, bad news is it's a harsh reality we live with every day. Okay, that's a quote. Thank you so much. But anyway, asanteni sana to everyone who has been with us. It's been an amazing conversation. Catch us every Wednesday right here on the Black Water Network radio station, media of the 21st century. Normally, I'm not the captain, but of course, I've enjoyed being
Every time, I don't want to see you going for no interviews in a hotel with white men.
Oh my God.
Because that ain't an interview.
Bye.
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 Bye. By the way, what are your closing remarks, you guys, on all the topics?
Yeah. Personally, I like to tell kids bye. That is my closing remark.
Okay.
And of course, take care of yourself. It's been amazing. Love yourself. Put yourself first. As an African woman, African man, let nobody intimidate you so long as you're there for yourself. You are the prize.
And Shimani, you get their money, goddammit. That's what I will. You get their money.
I'm the
Take
prize.
all of it.
I'm the prize.
I was actually saying the
That's
same
right.
thing.
Take all their damn money.
And what you said, just remember your worth and never lose yourself. Remember, you are the change you see the world.
Don't lose yourself in a hotel Irritan with no interview.
Love yourself and respect yourself as a woman. Yeah.
Okay, Deborah?
Stop objectifying yourself as African women.
Okay.
They do that a lot, and that's why everybody wants to use it.
Nice.
Right.
Dimor, Nani, Kamlesh, sorry.
Yeah.
Your closing remarks.
So my closing remark is simple. Let's uplift the standards of our transportation system and value ourselves higher than we do currently.
Yeah.
We are the prize is truly saying. We are the primordial. We are the genesis of humanity, and we should carry ourselves in such regard.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Asanteni Sarah, I don't think he has any closing remarks apart from just.
How you know I got no
Because you just want to
I
poke
tell
you
you.
at him. You want to poke you at him.
I'm gonna say I can't add no more to what Cameron said. It was said perfectly, and that's it. That's it, Jim. Don't discriminate against me.
Okay,
I'm not the white man.
I'm
I'm not the white man trying to get. I'm not the white man trying to give you an interview.
But anyway, family, much love. Have an amazing day. See you guys later in a few hours. That is on the Africa Today show, as you see what we shall be discussing tonight. But yes, thank you to everyone who has been with us today, and see you guys on Wednesday.
Bye.
Nonetheless, have an amazing day.
Roshio.
Roshio.
Bye.
Peace. Peace. And watch out for weird booty juice.